Hi guys. So this video is about 5 things to put in place for your personal protection. Now, there are tons of things that you need to put in place. Even if you're just starting to have the first automobile, if you're just getting out of high school and you're just getting a job, you do want to make sure that you put the things in place now more than ever. So, um, one of the things that you want to do if you are planning to drive, lately it's not happening a lot. We're not driving from here and there, and this is because this is the end of 2020, and no matter when you're watching this video, you probably remember what happened at the end of 2020. So, not a lot of people are driving, but you want to make sure that you not only have car insurance, you want to have a very cushion car insurance. There has been now an explosion of new companies. People are people are making sure that they fight. They look for the lowest rate. Yes, I have to tell you that I am very frugal. Well, maybe not right now, but I try always to make sure that I get the best rates. I'm looking from here to there. But I was introduced to a company, and I think I've been with them for the last 15 years. Actually, and I stopped being with them, and then I went to another company. So there are many phases to different types of insurance. You want to make sure that you get to be insured to more than what you need. Sorry, somebody's walking out my window. So you want to make sure that you have more than you need. What does this mean? I personally, as a single person, I realized that I definitely needed that insurance that was going to pretty much take care of everything for me. Why? Because I work full time and I am a mom and I just don't have the time. I if something happens, you pay insurance so that they'll take care of the issues. But not only the collisions and liabilities and all of that good stuff, you want to make sure that you have medical included with that, meaning that if that person that it's involved with you doesn't have insurance or need care or when to care, and none of that is going to come out from you. That's going to be covered. So you want to make sure you have that. There are some companies that they will cover your rentals, uh, but God knows how. You pay for it and then you have to sometimes even sue them and wait in order to get the money back. No, 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 no. Just make sure that you get feedback and that you get a company. And I'm not pitching any companies, but I'm just saying you want to get it from someone that has been with this company. You want it from experience. And then the representative, the person that is going to set up your policy, you want to make sure that that is clearly in place, that you are covered, you have an alternate way of getting to your job, doing your appointments, taking your kids to soccer, to school. I mean, I have experienced it in which uh, so many things have to happen in order for them to just give you a rental. And sometimes, if you have to pay a high deductible, which is most of the times a good idea. Some of us don't want to pay a high deductible because, because we don't have $1,000. The American family don't have $400 in the bank to, we don't have it to take care of an issue. And so as a single person, and even if you're married, if you're in a situation that you need to spend $600 on a rental because your company told you had to travel to, I don't know, Reno or Vegas or San Diego or New York for a seminar, for a class, for a training, you can't just say no. You can just, I don't have the money because I have to pay for my insurance for my car. So you want to have really good coverage. Really good coverage. So, number 2, Um, Actually, I needed to say something more about this car insurance. Um, there are some companies that have limitations to how much are they going to help you if you are getting sued. So there is a trend, at least here in California. I'm not 100% sure other states, to tell you the truth, but here in California, there is a trend that the companies, the insurance companies of the people that you have an accident with, right? They take care of the person that you had an accident with. Oh, great. My neighbor's dog is, sorry about that. So the company that it's the other party, the company, the car insurance company, take care of that person, and then whatever amount is not covered by your insurance or is not under your policy or whatever, they are suing you directly. This is a new trend that's happening, and I have to say that to me it's ludicrous because that's why you have insurance, so that you don't have to deal with none of this, so that you don't alternate or you don't have to be direct with the other person, but just insurance talk amongst themselves and take care of it. Well, no, now some of the companies, at least here in California, are taking care of the accident, paying whoever's the person that's supposed to get paid, fix the automobiles. And if there's a gap, if that person said, well, I had a cake in my car and that cake was $1,000, $3,000. I had a phone, I had whatever. Then if they don't cover that, or if your allotted amount of payment for an accident does not, then they sue you. So just be aware that you want a very good and comprehensive insurance before you drive. The second thing is a renter's insurance. I know that a lot of times people don't even want to hear about it. I have some friends that, oh, don't even come over. It's so expensive. And yes, yes, here in California, rent is expensive. Of course, I know that. I pay rent for the longest time, although I had really good tenants. I gotta be thankful. I had really good tenants, really, really wonderful people. But it is expensive here in California in comparison to other states. So you do want to have renter's insurance, because if something happened, we haven't had an earthquake, we haven't had a flood or anything, like, you don't know what could happen. And if something happens, if somebody is smoking, or somebody lights it on fire, or there's a bomb that explodes on if somebody's automobile, it's gets on fire, and whatever, you just want to be covered. You want all of your things in your household to be covered. You want to make sure that you don't go without, just because you didn't have the receipt, or you didn't know how much that Mac computer cost, or how much that set of bed and dresser and all that great stuff that you had. So you do want to make sure that you get proper renter's insurance. It's cheap in comparison to all of the coffee that we drink. I love coffee, nothing against coffee. Coffee, it's life. So coffee, makeup, and nails, and for men, sports, bars, beers, clothing, woo, manscaping. I don't even want to go there, but anyway, we all used up our money. Let's put it to good use. Renter's insurance is important. If you don't own a house and you don't have homeowner's insurance, which is a no-brainer, I mean, it's a given, you do not want to be 5 minutes without home insurance, because that's super, super expensive. There's nobody else that's going to come to help you. That's coming out of your pocket. But renter's insurance is very important. Number 3, medical insurance. Yes, I know. Even myself, I'm thinking about switching insurance as soon as my job allot me to. It's usually a specific day, a specific month and the year. If you are still working and you have an option to two different insurance, um, opt in for the most expensive one. If you are not a person that has to have a surgery, or you're planning something major, or you don't have an existing condition, yeah, maybe you can just stay with your regular insurance. But there are situations that you really need to. I have spoken with people that their insurance lapses, even if it's free insurance. Okay, if they send you those forms to opt in or opt out, or send proofs of this, proof of that, please do follow up. Make sure that yourself or your kids or your elder parents don't go without proper insurance, because you do not. Here is very, very easy. Here in California, this is the state that I'm going to speak of mostly, because I am not using insurance in other states, although you can use it everywhere. You do want to make sure that you don't go without, that you don't procrastinate, and that you don't forget, this and that, and so many things that we need to be aware in order not to procrastinate and get our insurance and our kids. Um, you want to get a camera in your automobile. It has been okay. Now everybody's turning on their cars. You know, my street, it's so quiet. I actually sometimes feel like I live in a retirement community, which is wonderful for me because I'm the one with the noise. No, no. I mean, I really, really love quietness. But I don't know. You start to make a video and then everybody comes out and want to get their dogs for a walk and want to turn their car and work on their garage and get the soul machine going. Wonderful. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes, camera. Starting in 2017, I think I seen it. I really, it's just one of these places where they do reviews of technical things, or any advanced technical thing. And I remember watching one. So for those of you that have a wonderful new machine, meaning an automobile that is 2018 and newer, maybe 2019, I mean, I don't know. There are a lot of models. Starting 2016, I think, they they upgraded it, making sure that they do have cameras on their automobiles. Now, some of these cameras are some help to back up, just a help to, you can see it on the front panel. You can see it. So when you back up, you don't run into people or you know, stores, little carts from the stores, or little strollers, or etc. So yes, some of those have one, but you want to make sure that you find out if your automobile have a camera that's going to take a snapshot, or that is going to activate the moment to have an accident, a collision, or anything. So splurge into that. I did believe that that was a splurge. For the longest time, I didn't think so. But after I was involved in a couple of accidents where I was hit, and I realized that it's getting to be so difficult to prove, or to just ease the situation and not have to be affected. And I have encountered several of my friends that have been in accidents that I know, they have witnesses in the automobiles, but they have not been able to prove that they were not at fault. you know. And sometimes it's not even that, it's just to make sure that you have the proper documentation. Even if you're at fault, hey, it doesn't matter. Even if you're at fault, you can be able to say, okay, you know what, I do have, this is the proof, this is why I hit this person, you know. This lady was running into me, or I was preventing this kid that dropped out of the thing, so yes, I hit them, but this is the reason, you know what I mean. So it doesn't matter, even if you're at fault, it doesn't matter. You still want to make sure that everything is correctly documented, so you do want to have a camera. There are tons, okay. It was amazing to me because I thought it was actually more expensive, but no, there's a ton of cameras. You go to Best Buy, you go to Costco, you go to Lowe's, you go to Home Depot, you go to any place, and you are able to see so many cameras. You do want to make sure that they have, you do your research, install it correctly in your automobile, and make sure that you check on the manufacturer, um, so that you can have, so that you can contact them in case that it doesn't do what they promise. All right. So the fifth thing is going to be, and one of my girlfriends really got mad at me because I told her, but after you go through it, after you experience it, believe me, not all of the things I've experienced, but after you go through and you have to suck it up, you then tell everybody, please do it. You want to opt in for that insurance for your bank, for your credit card, for all of your retail cards, if you have any. Excuse me. So, what does that mean? Uh, I wouldn't advise anyone, absolutely anyone, to get a retail car, to get a car from Macy's or from here and there or anywhere. But you know what? You do you, boo. You do you. So, if you have a car, and this is a retail car that you use at a place, and you buy, I don't know, Victoria's Secret, Macy's online. What am I missing? There's no more JCPenney's here. Or there is there? Well, whatever car you have online. If you there are programs that some of them have that it's like an insurance, that if you lose your job, if you cannot make the minimum payment, if you cannot make payments for a long time, or if you are deceased, I don't know, there's a ton of things that if you're unable to make the payment, that will make it for you. And I think it's like $1 every time you spend 100. Last time I checked, but that I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. If you do go ahead and you spend $100 or $50, they charge you one towards that insurance. So you pay as much as you use. And then when you're unemployed, you just call them up and you're like, hey, listen, I don't want you to give me a late fee. I want to tap into that insurance that you guys signed me up for, and I want you to go ahead and take and enroll me into the program so that I don't have late fees. I don't have dings in my credit report. So again, these were 5 things that you do want to put in place. These are not all of the things that you want in order to have a really good financial health. These are not. But you want to start if you don't have it, or you want to revisit what is exactly your position on these ones. Car insurance, how good of a car insurance? How much are you paying for what you're going to receive? You do not want to wait till something happens. And I got to tell you, these companies, mostly they're very good companies, but they are making changes to some of their. They have gone through a difficult situation the last couple of years as well. And so even some of the services that we used to receive are not going to be available. I'm going to give you an example. Right now, there was some credit cards that used to give really, really good airline points. Really good. And they're not going to. very soon. And that's a shocker because a lot of people have those cars. So, just remember that everybody's trying to survive. And so you want to make sure that the money that you spend, it's going to be for a service that you really, really, really will need and will cover everything that you need. So, car insurance, this is something that you really want to make sure that you have plenty and you have extra. Make sure. Renter's insurance, get it. Your landlord don't have to give you permission. Your landlord doesn't have to get it for you. You get it. Contact the company that has your car insurance. Maybe they have a good one. Or you can contact anyone or call your friends and said, hey, what renter's insurance do you guys know about or you used? Number 3, medical insurance. A lot of people don't think it's necessary, but I have had situations on friends of mine that don't have enough to pay $20, $50 per prescription for their parents when they're unemployed and their parents are not working and they're not getting any money and their insurance is not covering and their deductibles for each medicine is $20, $50. It's not fair and they're getting, I don't know, 15 prescriptions. Pull the numbers. I mean, it's nothing apparently, but it's a lot when you're doing it every month. So, really good medical insurance. Try to sit down, go over it, talk to people, make sure you get the correct one. Number 4, set yourself up. Get a camera in your automobile. You want to put one in the front, in the top windshield. You want to make sure that it's approved for your state, blah, 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 blah. You want to, there are some that will record outside and inside as well. I mean, for people that are in this gig economy and they are, you know, doing Uber and Amazon. I actually, for a long time, did, well, not for a long time, but for a while. When I was saving money to buy a house, I was doing Amazon and I was doing Lyft, and I have to say, I've never really needed it. I've had really, really wonderful people. Maybe because you were just expecting them to be wonderful, and they were wonderful, even though I did it at night sometimes. But it was pretty safe, and thankfully, I didn't need it. I had it. I had the camera, but I didn't need it. But if you are in the gig economy and you are just, having people in your automobile, and I think that that's going to happen, that's going to be happening soon. So you do want to be prepared. Some people, if you don't have a camera to back up in, that's usually in the, by the license plate, you can buy one that is just by the license plate, or you can go ahead and go outside and just put one on the shield on the back on the window. The 5th, payments. Get yourself insured so that if you're unable to make payments, then on top of everything, you don't get late payments, you don't get lower your FICO, etc., etc., etc. So these are just really quick 5 things. I know. I'm sorry, I talk a lot. But these are only 5 things that we touched on. I'm going to put a PDF on the bottom. Please feel free to download it. That's a free gift for you. The only information that they're going to ask you is just an email address, so it could be sent to you. So if you want to start getting that form, it's the PDF form that is going to be below. Click on it. It's a free gift for you. Thank you. Just to thank you for being here. Please leave the questions and the comments on the bottom and I'll try to get back to you. Take care, you guys. This was Financially Basic. Let's do this together. Take care. Bye-bye. Yes. Noise.